Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, this is some pretty big, huge news that you guys may or may not have already heard about today, and if not, I will hopefully get to go and sprinkle in some excitement for you guys all throughout today. Today, we've had a lot, and I mean a lot of really big news. First of all, foremost, starting off over here is with the Final Fantasy side. If you guys missed a lot of that news, there has been like 3 huge announcements going on with that one, and as well, on top of this, 2 of the other games from Capcom as well. And basically kind of seems like these next 2 years are going to be a lot of Square Enix, a lot of Final Fantasy, a lot of other various big games. But these are all huge when it comes to the PlayStation 5 especially, and I know a lot of my audience out here is big PlayStation 5 folks, or at least trying to go get theirs, and some of these are even coming to the PS4. And as well, this is just big news. I love when we have these little game like announcements and big groups and everything else with it, because at the end of the day, that kind of means that us will be getting new games to finally go and play. And we've had a huge game slog going on, so you know what? I'm kind of down with this. So if any of you guys are brand new, before we fully dive on into the video itself, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. As well, for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway, we have the Amazon links down below. For the PS5 itself, we have the Target 2 as well down below. We also have the Twitter and Twitch stream if you guys want to be on top of that stuff. And let's go and dive in this video. So, boys, girls, lads, whoever it may be, we have 2 really big things I want to show you guys. So, I'm going to probably go and talk about this in the background over here. This is more in regards to some of the games I'm looking forward to, probably one of the most out there. So I'm going to have it muted just in case, obviously, because when it comes, to copyright and DMCA, hopefully I don't even get taken down for all of this in general. I almost feel like I should make my webcam a little bit bigger just so the good old YouTube gods themselves don't necessarily go and yell at me for this one. I'm not sure if there's any issues with the trailers or showcase and stuff or whatever, but when it comes to this, we have the brand new Final Fantasy coming on out, official trailer over as of today. If you guys want to go check it out up on YouTube, feel free to. But when it comes to this, we are now seeing in front of us, right as you guys can see, some gameplay for the game itself. Now, I mean, obviously it might just be more computer rendered or whatever, but this in regards to, this is technically, I believe, Final Fantasy Remake Part 2, but they obviously had a change up with the name itself. So this is now actually officially called Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. As you guys can now see, the official trailer is now out, as we just played up in the background. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I wish I could have played the audio for you guys, as I've mentioned before. When it comes to all this type of stuff, sometimes, like DMCA or they have the automated copyright systems, stuff like that. So I would like to scream. This is going to be, I'm so excited. First and foremost, you guys can see that big old, the juicy PlayStation 5 right there. PlayStation Family Mark and PS5 logo are registered trademarks or trademarks of Sony Interactive Entertainment Incorporated. Available as of now, as of next winter. So I'm gonna assume it's not gonna be this winter, obviously, and there was a little bit of confusion too as well. I'm just gonna probably assume holiday season 2023. Still a very far time away, but obviously it was their 25th anniversary, so they just wanted their best to go and bring this on out, which I'm very hyped up for. You guys can kind of see in the bottom segments over here. Final Fantasy, the Remake Integrate is out now. Crisis Core, which we'll talk about in a second, and show up that trailer in a second, is coming out this winter, and then Final Fantasy Rebirth, which is technically Final Fantasy VII Remake, coming out too as well. But the one big thing kind of leaves questioning over here too is the Final Fantasy 16. As you guys know, Final Fantasy 16 has also been technically announced, /showcase, we saw the trailers for it. So it does kind of seem like we're having a pretty big influx of Final Fantasy pretty much almost everywhere, which is awesome to go and see. So as I mentioned, we also have the Crisis Core coming out too as well. So let me go and show you guys this trailer as we kind of talk about stuff a little bit more. This is in regards to a 2-minute trailer too as well, as you guys have a chance to see some of this. So his legacy gave life to Final Fantasy VII. If you guys want to go and see some kind of goofy stuff, at least for me, I'll be fully honest. When it comes to a lot of this stuff, I still have never fully beaten the original Final Fantasy VII itself. way back in the day. So this has all been kind of brand new and fresh for me as a person, so I've been loving this. Like, I loved when I had a chance to check out the Final Fantasy VII itself. It was just a good experience. It was a good time. And even for this, is looking pretty good. So we did go talk about this leak as of yesterday, in case you guys had a chance to see that. Yesterday, we were seeing a lot more information on the Crisis Core remake itself. So as I mentioned, I have not been the most familiar with it myself, but I'll probably be playing this for sure. Love Final Fantasy, the MMO. Love Final Fantasy 14. Love Final Fantasy 15. Very hyped up for Final Fantasy 16. I played a lot of Kingdom Hearts back when I was younger. Like, it just overall is looking and seeming pretty good. More if you guys just want to look at the graphics themselves, too. Like, I gotta be honest, it's definitely not the same quality level of Final Fantasy VII Remake, obviously. UI is kind of similar, everything else tied on into as well, but like, this is cool to see. I love seeing this, mainly because, as I mentioned, I just want new games. I just want to be able to go play some games. I just want to be able to enjoy some games. I just want to be able to go play some Final Fantasy games, which I'm very down with. Like, very down with. And also, you have a chance to see Sephiroth itself, too, but it doesn't look that bad. It does kind of look, at least to me, slightly not as nice as the remake itself. Like, you can look at this, but I can appreciate more of, like, the older homaged graphics and stuff like that, too, as well. Same with the art style. I can appreciate it for what it is, But as we keep on seeing all these games coming out with these announcements, it's just been very nice to see. I love having a chance to see more of these Final Fantasy games. I love having a chance to see more of this gameplay. I love having a chance to see Aerith, my true waifu, over here. And if any of you guys are a part of this, like you say you guys are going to be hyped up for any of these games we just mentioned, leave your comments down below. I would love to hear it, love to know about it. I will probably be buying all these games in general. We also have another conference, too, that we mentioned with Capcom, which we'll bring up in a second. But, like, dude, this trailer is looking cool. Like, I'm liking everything I'm seeing. Look at it. So, and as well, I almost feel like of the homage, I should go and watch the Crisis Core movie. I mentioned that before my video yesterday, that's actually, I don't want to say a pretty well-known thing, but a lot of folks out there, have had a chance to go check it out. But they also did want to have a chance to call this the good old reunion, too, as well. Just a lot of Final Fantasy news. And you guys can see, this is also, interestingly enough, though, while the Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, or, the Rebirth, they only have their nice little spicy PS5. But this one, funny enough, with the Crisis Core, is also on PS5, PS4, Switch, funny enough, Xbox Series X and S, even more, strangely enough, Xbox One, and also on Steam. So, kind of intrigued and kind of go and see that in the big official announcement, mainly because you guys know a lot of Final Fantasy is more on the, they're kind of just like Sony's homies, so you can appreciate that a lot as well. So kind of cool news to go and see this on top of this, like a very nifty stuff, and we're seeing all these cool new newses out here for the official 25th anniversary. So kind of give me your thoughts on what you guys think on this. We've had a few kind of quick things too as well for the Crisis Core info, with new 3D models, fully voiced, systems optimized, new UI and environments, improved character and camera control, skip features, and also new background music too as well. We've also been hugely enough seeing that the new title remake, for the Rebirth Remake 1, that the third game is now officially in this too as well. So the development of Final Fantasy Rebirth has been progressing rapidly since we adopted a new development structure, a title this scale in which everything is interconnected even before production began is truly rare. In fact, some development has already even started beginning on the third title of the Final Fantasy Remake, apparently trilogy, maybe even quadrilogy, but I think it might be a trilogy. I myself have started on the development, and I'm working towards the completion of the series. We will work to deliver this title to fans with the same amount of enthusiasm from now until we reach the finish line. In the meantime, please enjoy the other 25th anniversary projects as well, which is more so in regards to the Crisis Core. So awesome to see. We love seeing this officially announced as of now. Love it. Love it. We also do have the Dragon's Dogma 2 on top of that, where the new cycle is beginning. This is more, I believe, in regards to Capcom too as well. So you can see this on top of this. Nothing super crazy in terms of trailer-wise, especially in comparison to, say, how it was for Final Fantasy, but this was also a pretty big RPG game, and the brand new using the Resident Evil engine, and on top of all the other Resident Evil news that's been coming on out. So I would say huge news for gaming, huge news for consoles, huge news for the PlayStation 5 especially, and I love seeing all this type of stuff. So give me your thoughts and comments. This is huge to me. I love it. And I can't wait to hear more from all these big game companies. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. We have the Amazon links down below for the PS5, Target itself too as well, and the Twitter and Twitch stream if you guys would like to go and follow. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching in the first place.